I didn't look put together. I didn't look in control. Like, it was not the best version of me. And I just felt like I wasn't in control.
So what do you say to someone who's like, I need to grow my brand?
Overthinking it. You want to grow your brand, be consistent. Know your community. What am I selling here? Like, you're talking about being authentic, but then you have a filter on. And then you're talking about being real, but yet you don't even look like yourself. So it's like, I'm talking about liking myself, but yet I'm not willing to show my real self. How you look really does determine how you feel. It's the same way as how you feel determines how you look. I mean, It really says everything. And then what you go do with it.
What's the most expensive mistake you've made in business?
I think...
If you want to learn how to build your personal brand, or if you want to learn even how to take off all the filters on social media, then you are in for a real treat. I have Caroline with Shop with Caroline on the show today. She is raw, she is real, for good reason. This woman at the age of 47 decided enough was enough. She was laying around feeling depressed, and she decided to put herself together. Now, why she started to do that, get ready, get dressed every day, she filmed it. She took people on the journey with her and has built, now I think, one of the household names in the influencer community, close to 1 million followers on Instagram. She just signed a book deal. She's been on Gary Vee's stage every which way. She is absolutely crushing it. And this is a little mini masterclass in personal branding. I think you're going to be refreshed, renewed, and excited to go out there and crush it. Welcome to the show, Caroline. Hello there.
Hello.
It is a true honor to have you sitting here.
Oh my God. I'm honestly so grateful, so excited. And thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. I want to back up the bus for every single person listening right now. There is so many women that listen to this show, and they DM me always asking questions like, what books do you read? Yeah. Who do you follow? Who are good people to follow for personal branding? And you, my friend, are someone that I actually watch. And if you know me at all, like, I don't consume a lot of stuff. I'm always creating, right? You're either creating or consuming.
Absolutely.
And a few years ago, probably a couple years ago, I don't know how I came across one of your reels. Well, probably because they're good. Oh, and then they trend.
Love you.
And I started watching your stories. And I got hooked. And I'll never forget it. You guys were like in Malibu. I think you rented a house. And you were like sharing these aviators that were like a dupe. I bought them, of course. And what happened was I got so much from you, and not just links, but I got permission. You give women permission. I could cry.
Me too. I'm already tearing up.
You remind me damn near every day to be more authentic, and that word gets thrown around, but
it's
you,
abused.
Woman, are living it. And I want to honor you for that. And I actually want to thank you for helping me. You really have helped me tremendously with my own personal brand.
I can't tell you, like, honestly, like, I'm tearing up because, again, I always think the women friendships are the most powerful and most, you know, just because we go through so much that no one else can really understand the pressures that we are under, the, you know, the expectations that we have, what society puts us on, like who we really are deep down inside. It's a lot. And I don't think women are honest about it. I don't think we talk enough and share enough. And I think it's like, it became so powerful when I started sharing, because I realized like I wasn't alone. And so many of us feel this way, especially in that second half of life as we're entering it. And, you know, it's like none of us can escape it. We're all going to be there. And it's how do you make that second half, you know, the best half, you know, or just as good. Like, we're not giving up. It's not over. We're just getting started, but now we have some experience behind us. And
so you woke up at what, 47?
Literally at 47. I was sitting at home, married, thank God, happily, but it doesn't mean I wasn't frustrated. Doesn't mean I wasn't overwhelmed. Doesn't mean that I wasn't slightly resentful. You know, at the end of the day, John and I, thank God, built an incredible relationship on communication. But we definitely have different working styles. We definitely have different, obviously, financial styles. Like, you know, we had to learn a lot in those years of getting married before we had kids. once we had kids, I don't think, doesn't matter how independent you are. I don't care who you are. It is so hard to not fall into that trap of, starting to kind of forget about some of those responsibilities, not paying attention, kind of letting him take over because you're just too tired, too busy. You can't handle it all. And at some point you give up power. There is just this moment, you know what I mean? That you
Power, or even like that independence too.
And it is. It's like,
Yeah.
that is the power. Like you being independent is the power. And it's like you knowing that you can walk away no matter what, or if he walks away, that you're going to be okay. This whole theory of like when your kids leave, that there is still something left for you. All of this kind of just started to happen like really when I met John and like being happily married. There was a point where I started getting bored. And, just dropping my kids off at school just wasn't enough. Like I was feeling this like frustration, and I was feeling like I was getting older, but like, what else is there? Like, there's gotta be something else. Like I'm going to be 50, my kids go to college, and then what? So that's kind of where this all really, it kind of just went in so deep of me having to kind of really figure out, what does the second half look like?
So what did that look like? Did you just wake up one day and be like, I'm going to start a brand?
It really didn't. I think the branding really came from me just wanting to feel better. And I just remember like really thinking, I don't know what I want to do. I used to tell John, like John would say to me all the time, and I had one best friend, Erin, who would you always need that one good friend who sees in you what maybe you don't see in the moment because you're so tired and bogged down with responsibility. But like Erin could always see me, and she was like, you're too smart, you're too capable to not do anything. And I would fight it because I just wasn't ready. I think I was really tired and overwhelmed, and people telling me that I was smart, and I was like, yeah. Like I know, like what do you want me to do with that? Like I don't want to go work in an office to make, just to run coffees to people. I'm 50, and it becomes, and I think this is how you talk yourself out of things, because you're kind of like, well, what am I going to do now? Like, I'm too old. Like, I don't want to, do errands for people. Or do I really want to not be with my kids when I could be there? If the money would just pay that. You start to make every excuse possible of like why you can't do something and why you need to sit at home. But the boredom was there. Like, I remember just the dropping off at school. And then I started to busy myself with, okay, I'm going to volunteer at school. Then it started with, you know what I mean? I'm going to become vice president of the board at school. That was a horrendous decision. But, you start to kind of just keep filling your plate with things to be busy just to make myself feel like I was doing something. But I wasn't like really fulfilled. Like loved being a mom, loved being with my kids, didn't love everyone else's kids necessarily. Didn't love all the parents. Like I was really like, wait, what? I was like, is this really what I want to do? And that's when I started to see, oh, maybe I am smart. And like I am capable. Like I was kind of like, I'm done. I was like, there's got to be something more. And I think that's kind of where that intuition kind of started to come in. And then that dreaded phone call came in where life really took over. And I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I was feeling this, there's got to be more. My kids were getting a little bit busier. They were at school a little bit more, which I think people forget the transition of you're on 24/7, but then they start getting, they start going to school. You start having a little more time to yourself. All of a sudden, like in this transition, a phone call, and my mom is hysterical. Like that, the kind that your mom calls you and it gives you a stomach ache. Like you hear a certain call, a certain tone in her voice that you're like, oh, and you're like, oh God. And she is screaming, your dad's been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Like, I don't know where the money is. She kept screaming, I don't know where the money is. I don't know where anything is. You have to take care of us. Like, that's just all I heard. I just remember like the screaming, my hands were shaking. My whole body, I like went into full anxiety. I have 2 little kids. I live in California. They live in Florida. I was like, I'm sorry, what? I was like, I am a full-time mom. John travels 24/7. I have no help. What do you mean I'm now taking care of you? What do you mean you don't know where anything is? Where is the money? What do you mean you haven't paid taxes? Like, I was like,
oh no.
Oh my God. My hand, like I was a mess. And I remember hanging up I was like, I got to call you back. I was like, give me a second. The kids were crying. I like put the phone down. And I remember just walking past the mirror, that one mirror shot. And I just remember, like, I obviously hadn't looked in quite some time. And I just remember I was like just frazzled, and I looked up and I just had to face myself. And I was like, oh, and I literally was like, who is that? And it was very much, this is like this unrecognizable version of me that I was like, I didn't look happy. I didn't look put together. I didn't look in control. I wasn't smiling. Like, it was not the best version of me. And I just felt like I wasn't in control. And I really, for that second, was like, what happened to you? And I was like, where's Caroline? Like, where's the tough, badass New Yorker that, like, was going to be Miss Independent? Like, no man's going to take care of me. Like, I was like, you know what I mean? And I had this whole thing, and I was like, do I know where the money is? I was like, wait. I was like, kind of looking at my mom and being like, would I know what to do? Like, if I was in this situation right now, like, she's 84 years old. Like, what is she going to do now? Like, she missed the boat. Not that it's ever too late. Right. It's never too late. But, like, you know, the memory's starting to go. Like, we've hit a crucial point here where I was like, oh, God, okay. And it was that moment. I am telling you, it was that moment. I could cry. Literally look at myself in the mirror, did not recognize myself. And I was like, I'm going to bring you back. I'm going to bring you back to life. I was like, if it's the last thing I do, I was like, I will not end up like her. I was like, I love you, Mom. But like, I was like, I refuse to not know where things are. What if something happened to John? Would I know what to do? Would I know how to take care of myself? Would I know where all the money is? Like, what is going on? Like, no. And that was the real moment. Like, that was the moment that I was like, I'm going to bring you back to life. Like, the version of you that I know, the version of you that I like, the version of you that I'm proud of and I respect. Like, this, when I'm seeing in the mirror, not going to work for me. And so I had to literally go to John and be like, okay, things are going to change. And he's like, what? I was like, get ready. I was like, buckle up, baby. I was like, because Mama's coming back. And he was just like, what does that mean? I was like, yeah, you're right. I am smart and I am capable and I'm really strong and I probably could do something. And I was like, I'm going to start there. And that's literally like, I started with just like simple tools that I was like, okay, what did I used to do? Like, when I felt my best, like, I was somebody who always got up and got dressed. I'm somebody who really likes feeling put together. I have, you know, I grew up on the streets of New York. Like, we knew the power of looking good. My mom always knew the power. She still wears her red lipstick. Like, there is something that I was like, why did I stop being that girl just because I got married and had kids? Like, I can still look good. I can still feel good. And I can still do cool things, like just because I'm a mom and you know, I was like, I was like, I didn't become stupid and incapable. So I was kind of like, okay, I'm going to start with, I'm going to wake up every morning. I'm going to just do the things, like, I'm going to start with the basics. I was like, if I think too big, too hard, I'm going to give up. We always look for excuses to give up, right? Like, that's the first thing we do. So it's like, if it's too complicated, we're going to give up. So I was like, I'm going to go simple. You know, like, just a quick t-shirt and jeans, just get yourself put together. Just like, look decent, move your body. Like, for me, movement, it just like shakes off anxiety. It just like makes me redirect energy. I just feel better once even if it's just one lap around the block, literally will do something for you. Then I started noticing sitting outside again, just being outside, my face in the sun, you know, getting that just sun therapy. It always calmed my nervous system. It just made me feel grateful. It just woke me up, made me feel more alert, alive. Like, again, sitting in a dark room doesn't help me. I like bright. I like light. I like the sun. It always just kind of like, whatever it did, it just made me feel better. Just little things. I started to notice those little things that made me feel better. And like that positive self-talk, taking the time to look in the mirror, as ridiculous as it may sound to some people, I think it's ridiculous to ignore yourself in the mirror. So for me, it's like, take the time to look. It will tell you everything about how you're feeling. How you look really does determine how you feel. It's the same way as how you feel determines how you look. I mean, it really says everything. And then what you go do with it. So for me, I was like, I just want to start there. I want to look good. I want to feel good. I want to do good. So I'm going to get up and I'm going to get dressed every day. That was really like, I'm going to put my 2 feet on the ground. I'm not going to lay around in my bed. I'm not going to scroll on my phone. I'm not going to feel sorry for myself. I'm going to get up. I'm going to stand on my own 2 feet, open the shades, get the sun in, some positive self-talk. Like, we're going to get moving. We're going to, like, I literally, like, that's how it all started.
And this is what you do every day, and you have taken us on the journey with you. You know,
Literally.
I teach personal branding, and this is something I'm like, take us on the journey. Please take us on the journey. Like, don't just show us the highlight reel, please. And you do this better than anyone. You call this your happy tools.
Yep.
Like, I know all of her little lingo because I consume it. She literally sits outside. Sometimes you can hear the birds chirping, you know, living near LA. It's like, you know, there's sirens at times, but she's with her coffee. She's telling us what's happening, her biggest lessons, the day. Like, it's a whole ditty kitty.
It is.
And I get so into it. And this is,
makes me so happy.
and this is, you know, it's like, it's so cool because what you're preaching and how you've transformed is literally what you do every day with these happy tools.
Every single day.
So tell me this, like, you start doing this, then you go online. Did you just go online right away? What was your social media like before this whole movement?
You know what's really funny is which goes to show you when you're doing something you love, right? And it's really like, it's authentic to you. It really is incredible how it just works. And for me, it really started with, and I think with branding always, it's what do you do every day normally? Like something that you're not going necessarily so out of your way to go do. Like for me, getting dressed, I know it's hard for some people, but it's something it comes easy to me. I really enjoy colors and patterns and things. Like I love getting dressed. That to me was like, okay, start there. Like what are the little things that you can do every single day without trying too hard? So for me, I was already kind of sitting outside. It was COVID, you know, and it was, you know, all of a sudden I was starting to post because it was like, what do I do? Okay, I know clothes. I'm going to start there. That's something I know a lot about. I get dressed every day. I'm just going to post my outfit and I'm going to tag the brand. My thinking was I just wanted to make some extra money just to, you know, have a purpose, have something to do, and start seeing if I could maybe start a business, start making my own money, because I knew what literally I was watching was my mom being controlled by money. So to me, there was something in my head that was like, I just want to make my own money. Where could I make some money? Where could I get some free clothes? Like, where could I, you know what I mean?
Totally.
What could I do at this
Love it.
age
Yes.
that I could maybe start something? And that's really where it started, was like, okay, I'm going to take a photo. I'm going to tag the brands, see if I can get anybody to notice me. My friends always ask me, it's like, ask your friends, what do they come to you for normally? They come to me a lot for fashion and for relationship or advice, right? So it's like, I'm the listener. I'm the therapist. I'm the one that everyone comes to, which I love. I could sit and talk for hours with people. And then, what are you wearing? Like, so I kind of put those two together, right? Because it was like, okay, the psychology of it. And then for me, I was kind of like, well, the truth is there is a psychology behind it, because how you look does affect how you feel, and how you feel will affect how you look. And to me, there is something about when you look good. There is something about when you look in that mirror. You do. There is the way you speak to yourself when you actually think you look good. Like say you're going to a wedding or you got a hot date and you get your hair blown out, you've got the lip wax, the bikini wax, your nails are done, you will spend a fortune, right? To go somewhere, number one, you don't even know him and you don't even know if you would like him. Right? You don't even know he's going to be nice to you, but you've just spent all this money to look fabulous for him. Or, you know, you go to a wedding where you don't even know anybody, like who really cares. But like my theory is, why aren't you getting up and getting dressed if like every single day is your special occasion? Like you are the special occasion every day. You know, why are you making just a special effort for random people one random day, one random night? It's like, why don't you make every single day, your everyday life, a special occasion, and just get up and get dressed for it? The psychology behind that, it does give you strength. It does give you power. You do act differently. I don't know. There is something like when I look in the mirror, I remember being like, okay, like, let's go, get it. You're more willing to say yes to things. You're more willing to say yes to an opportunity. If someone calls you, let's meet for lunch, you're like, oh yeah, okay. There is a difference, and you don't put yourself together and you look in the mirror. Most people will literally start to speak negatively to themselves.
For sure.
Like you will literally be like, I need to lose some weight. And I'm like, oh my God, look at the pimple. Oh, I need a fade. Look at the gray hair. You will literally start, and like, what does that do to you? What does that negativity do for you? It puts you in a bad mood.
Downward spiral.
Yes. Yeah. And then you walk out that door, and how are you reacting to people? How are you treating your kids? Like, how are you treating your husband? Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, you're cranky. So for me, it really started there, of like the branding part of it came from, I'm going to just start showing my clothes. This is what I do every single day. Then COVID hit, and it's like the world shut down, right? And this was like the real opportunity, because I had just gotten started and I literally was just posting a photo in the mirror. That was it. Like one photo once a day, just like that, and tagging the brands. COVID is what really changed things for me, because I think being locked away and having a lot of time on my hands, probably feeling all the feels, my dad being locked away in a home, my mom alone for the first time, stressed out of her mind. I started to feel a lot, and I was getting up really early, and it was like 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning sometimes. And I've always been somebody who's like very open. I'm always somebody who I'm the kind of friend, I want to hear everything.
Right.
Like I want to hear, what did your boyfriend, or like, what did your husband say? Is he annoying you? Like, I know you still love him, but I want to hear why he annoyed you. You know what I mean? Or like, just, I want to hear what's really going on in your life.
Yep.
So for me, it was like, I am an oversharer, obviously. And I do believe knowledge is power, and I love friendship, and I love, hearing about people. So I don't know if there was something in there that I was like, you know what, I'm just going to start just talking. I just was like, I'm feeling all the feels, and I just wanted to kind of open up. My parents were going through so much, and I felt like maybe I just needed someone to talk to. And it just became my personal journal. And that's really where the motivation started to come in, because people started DMing and being like, wait, I can't believe you just said that, or I can't believe you're talking about that. Then I started talking about menopause and like everything I was feeling and going through, and being like, God, this is really hard. And then you started to see that a lot of people were feeling the hard.
Oh, straight up. And,
Right?
and what you're being, and I don't think you even realize this, but you're being generous. You're extremely generous with yourself. And inadvertently, it like gives other people a sister, a mentor, a hope, insight, all the things. And I think like we've been given gifts to give them away and not to hold them to ourselves.
Absolutely.
And that's really your whole vibe, is generosity. Yeah.
Thank you, babe. I believe in all of us. I do. I believe in women.
It's very clear. Did you always have this beautiful of a heart?
I grew up in a home that, it was hard. My dad was, a little bit like the ladies. My mom had to chase after him quite a bit. And I felt like she was, she definitely was sad a lot. And I had to be the happy one. Like I definitely felt the need to not cause any more problems. I hated seeing it really affected me seeing my mom in bed or crying, and I was always defending her or always sticking up for her, standing up for her, which I think is what always made me so tough and strong. But it was hard. It was really hard. And for me, it was like, I just wanted to be happy, and there just wasn't a lot of happiness in my home. And it's like, so I had to be that like, Mom, are you okay? Like, come on, so I had to like hold a lot in and just be that happy person.
Yeah.
And I think, maybe that is what's helped me now, just kind of try to see the good and try to, I see people, I know what people are feeling. I feel it. And like, I just hate to see women feeling like they're alone. I watched my mom feel that way her whole life. And I just refuse to let her sacrifice go to waste.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she sacrificed her happiness to ensure that we had every opportunity. Because my dad probably would have left with one of the ladies, let's be honest, and like God knows where we would have ended up. So she did I see now, having children, that you would sacrifice quite a bit to ensure that they're okay and make sure that they have everything they need. So my mom, at the end of the day, did sacrifice a lot of her happiness, as I think a lot of our moms did. They didn't have the options we do now. They did not have a phone they could pick up and literally start. Like I heard this woman literally say on a podcast that you could not run a multi-million-dollar business from your home or from your dining room table. And I literally stopped and paused it. I was like, really? I did it from my phone in my bedroom, sitting on my bed.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, why are we limiting? I was like, we actually have every opportunity right now to start anything at any moment, literally from your phone in your house.
Preach. Yes, we do. Yeah.
What?
Yes.
And so my mom didn't have that. You know what I mean? So like I now see her, and it's like, it makes me work even harder. It makes me want to try even more, because I'm like, she did not have this opportunity. God, I wish she did. God, I wish she could have seen how smart and capable and really, had some accomplishments of her own, because really all she ever talks about and still talks about is everything my dad did. And at the end of the day, it's not your accomplishment.
Right.
I hate to say it.
Something I train people on with personal branding is like to think about what breaks their heart. And if you really think about what breaks your heart, for you, it's the way you guys grew up and seeing your mom, and your purpose is usually tied to what breaks your heart. And if you actually take that and then do something about it, you're going to create and be able to maintain consistency, because there's depth to the purpose and the meaning. And that's really what you're doing. Like you're out there helping all the other women out there that are similar to your mom, you know what I mean? And and I think that's what's helping the consistency factor. But you guys, she's close to like 1 million followers just on Instagram alone. I mean, we've got exciting book things happening. She was on Gary Vee's stage, and I've just watched the consistent growth.
Yes.
Right. But also the consistent giving and the consistent showing up.
You can't have a brand without giving.
You can't.
You can't expect people to have. You can't expect to have a community. You cannot expect to have a brand and for people to constantly support you and dive into you and then you not give anything back. It just does not work that way. I think the best brands are are those community leaders that are very invested, who always give out. We're always thinking about what can we do? How can we meet up? What can we do to give back? Because you would not have any of this without it.
And so you get all that. And so I want to ask you, when it comes to influencer culture, okay,
let's talk about it.
Because you get invited to all the events. I see you out there, the who's who in the zoo and all the, it's
it is a zoo.
And you're a different breed. I think you're like a mix of thought leadership, but also influencer. You can play in both lanes, and it's going to be so exciting with this book.
Thank you.
And you can speak, and there's so much to you. But what is something that you see the influencer world doing that you're like, oh, honey, if you would just tweak this, do this, give us your tips,
Easy.
Honest feedback. Let's go.
My greatest tip, okay, number one is community. Nobody is willing to work, okay? The one thing that John and I, my husband and I, constantly talk about, and a lot of the meetings that we walk into with brands literally will be nobody works harder than you. If you are not willing to take the time, I think the greatest tip I will ever give you is spend time responding. Spend time having conversations with your community. Have time to respond to comments on your posts. You cannot build a community, an authentic community, if you don't have an actual connection or relationship with them. The one thing I will see, we were just in New York. I went to the whole, whether it's the Forbes meeting, this meeting, you go and meet, and the one thing you hear constantly, everyone's like, oh, wait, I should post that much? Or wait, you actually respond to people? And I'm like, are you not responding to people? I was like, I will stay up till 4 a.m. Mm-hmm. When we got started, first of all, I've been on every single day. So consistency and persistence. We have been on every single day, 7 days a week for the last 5 years on 4 or 5 platforms, and we post 4 times a day, 7 days a week. So people are like, once a week? I'm like, honey, you got to work a little bit harder than that. Yes, you're not going to get every single brand deal. You're not going to get brands investing in you. You're not going to have people investing in you if you're not even willing to put the time and the effort in. Mm-hmm. And it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. We work 24/7. But if you're not willing to do that, I don't know how you're expecting the outcome. Right. I'm like, we went to this whole meeting and everyone's like, oh, you should be posting 4. I was like, yeah, we've been doing that for the last 5 years. What do you mean? Everyone, wake up. Yeah. And the comment, people are like, oh, you respond to everyone? Yes. Take the time. What I see people doing that people not doing that they should be doing is you should be in your DMs. Yes. You should be responding to every comment. You should be responding to every DM. You should be having real communication, real relationships with people. I can meet anyone right now and I probably know who they are and their entire life story. We just had someone on the podcast that's a longtime follower. I know her entire life story. I know her son. If you're not in there willing to do that, I think it's very hard to build an authentic community that's really going to build and support your brand. Because at the end of the day, you start here, but then once you start having the book and you start having a TV show and you start doing a tour and you start who's going to show up for you? Yeah. Who's going to buy the book? It isn't going to be the person that heard you one time saying, oh, this cute Amazon top. No, they want to support the family. I know at the end of the day, anyone can shop. Every single person on Instagram right now is selling Amazon. I don't know one person who doesn't have 15 Amazon links. So why do they shop mine? They can shop anywhere. I know very well it's a privilege, and I'm so grateful that they come to me and that they shop my links specifically to support me and to support my family.
Yep.
Audience is not stupid. They are very smart. And if you treat them as so, okay, then you will receive that in return. If you think your audience is stupid, you're the idiot. I'm sorry. People are very smart, and they want to invest, and they want to spend their hard-earned money on somebody they respect, on someone they admire, and somebody that they understand and like know the journey. I agree with you. Like, that's who I follow. That's who I buy from. That's who I support.
Straight up.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, I have the bra on right now that you recommend. Like, I have the belt,
Are we wearing the same
on.
bra? You guys.
I have, all my handbag, my dupes,
My
all
God,
of
my
it.
favorites.
Yeah.
My
like,
favorites.
I love it. And you find us all the good stuff.
And I buy it all.
Yeah.
I do not. I'm not lying behind the scenes. I'm not returning and doing. I actually spend my money so that you can trust me.
Yeah. And it's so evident. You can't fake the funk. Like, that is the thing. You can't. And when I get this stuff, the recommendations from you, it's like, it's good. It's like the real dupe, And
I think that's what a lot of creators miss the boat on.
Yeah.
It's that it's okay. You don't need to rush. It's like, take the time to see what's good. Take the time to order things, try things. Your reputation is everything.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? It is. And if you start selling and like things that just break and you don't, I'm sorry, you lose credibility.
You do,
just do.
100%.
So I think being authentic and very real and very upfront about what is free, what is gifting, that's another huge mistake. I see people trying to live a life that they're not really living.
Yeah.
And people, again, audience is smart.
Audience is smart. And
catch on.
I even see you do that. Like, this was gifted.
Always.
I'm trying this out. I'll let you guys know how it
Always.
goes. Like,
Everybody
it's
knows Amazon I pay for, but everything else I will always tell you it's gifted.
Hey there. Hope you're enjoying this episode. We want to hear from you. I read your comments. Comment below. What is your biggest takeaway? What are you enjoying about this episode? Please take the time, leave us a comment, and enjoy the rest of the show. What's the most expensive mistake you've made in business?
I think being very careful. Number one, at the beginning, spending more than you make. John will laugh at that one. Which is always, you get excited, you kind of, again, when you're building a business, that's the one thing I had to learn, because I came more from the creative side, and I was very lucky to have a husband who is very business oriented and very much helped me understand that it is a real business. It's one hobby, and shopping is one thing. I kind of had to learn that really quick. That it was like, we're not just like shopping for fun. Like what? And he was like, no, you actually have to sell this amount of this to be actually make that. And I was like, what? I was like, this doesn't work for me. I was like, I don't like these credit card bills. But so having to learn that, I found that really hard, because I would want to just spend and buy everything. And then you're like, you kind of forget to return it, and you kind of forget, and you end up obviously spending more than you're making. I thought was big. And also, I think being very careful, you forget that you are on social media. I think you do forget that you are speaking to people around the entire world. Be respectful, be kind, be smart, because anyone can take any video and like switch things and make things and change things. So again, that can be a very costly mistake of, again, you can speak your truth, you can support things, but be very careful and be smart about it, because I think that can be very costly too. But again, when you're talking about business, not just the social aspect, business, remember you're running a business. It's very different than a hobby.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Right. Oh my gosh. For real.
Yeah.
And when it comes to content, because I had a friend knowing you were coming on, and she's like, how does she do it? Like, how does she just like do
crazy.
all the reels? And ask her what it looks like. What does that look like? Are you guys having like a planning meeting on a Friday?
So it kind of like, it's interesting where John's laughing about the planning meeting. So I'm very off the cuff. I am very day to day. I am a little bit wild. They call me one take wonder. I do like going balls out. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'll be like, okay, we've got to shoot. Let's just say we are shooting. So let's say your friend asked me, okay, how does it kind of look? We're posting 4 times a day, 7 days a week on 4 platforms.
What platforms?
So it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So that's going out every single day, plus stories and all the linking, plus updating all of the platforms with anything that's new, all the new links. plus responding to emails, all the DMs, all the comments.
And having 2 beautiful boys.
Having 2 beautiful boys, having employees, having packages, try-ons. When it comes to reels, we shoot at least 8 to 10 a day. And we bank them and they get spread out. Like on a Thursday, I have to have at least 10 to 12 done for the weekend so my team can have those ready to go. I post everything for TikTok. I do all the reels. I do all of the coffee talks. I do all the motivation, but one assistant will handle Instagram, the posting, just because I can't do that.
Yeah.
I do TikTok. Instagram goes to Facebook. John will handle a lot of the Facebook. I still do all of the messaging because I think it's important for me to be the one connected, but I can't necessarily post everywhere.
Right.
Obviously, it
Right.
takes too much time.
Yeah.
Plus, we're writing the book. We're doing merch for the pod, plus we film the podcast and the ads. I mean, it's insanity, and we're hopefully doing a TV show. So we're literally having the time of our lives. But when it comes to content, it is planning, making sure, understanding how much you are posting. So again, if you know you've got 4 a day, 4 different platforms, okay, how much do you need to have banked, ready to go? Because again, once you're linking, that's an entire process of its own. So again, you just shooting a video is one thing. Then the process of what it goes through after that to be posted takes an hour.
Yeah.
So us having all of that set up, having it scheduled, we have they have an analytics meeting once a week. We have a full all teams meeting once a week. I'll have a meeting with Kayla, who I post with once a week. So it's like just making sure everything's flowing and being posted and being linked as efficiently and as quickly and as smoothly as possible, because the biggest mistake that we have, and the most costly actually to answer that question, is when something's not linked right. Because that could be right. I mean, that could literally be, we had one post had 11,000 comments on it. Imagine that's the wrong link.
Yeah, dude.
That just made our whole day.
And,
so,
and all the chicks are going crazy. Where the link?
yeah, I mean, then John's like,
Yeah.
who linked this?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like, that is the costly. It's like, so again, it's making sure you are taking the time to make sure that everything is correct, that you're not rushing, which is something we can do because we do post a lot. We do move very quickly. I'm very like, okay, they'll send me a couple ideas. It'll be filmed in 5 minutes. I am very quick.
So many creators obsess over perfection. And this is why they're not whipping nays. This is why it's like you're not seeing the momentum. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like you just go.
I mean, I pick up my phone right now. I would do this, and then I would literally just post it to TikTok, and I don't even look at it again. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about the hashtags. I literally I have 5 or 7 things just already saved for tomorrow. That yesterday, just one take. I wasn't doing anything.
So what do you say to someone who's like, I need to grow my brand?
Overthinking it. You want to grow your brand, be consistent. Know your community. Understand who you are selling to. Most of America cannot afford most things. So we're not in New York. We're not in LA and California and Miami are beasts of its own. Most of America cannot afford groceries. So understand who you are selling to, understand who your demographics are, understand what the economy is. You know what I mean? Before you go out there and just like balls, like some people you're kind of like, I mean, I even have friends that you're like, are you aware that like opening 17 Kate bags?
Oh God. Yeah.
Not saying that they're gifted. Like you're opening this stuff and you're like, okay, who's buying? Like, okay,
I
it's
know.
inspirational for a minute, but you're like, okay, who can actually afford? Like, what are you doing? So for me, it's like, get real, get honest with yourself. Take a nice, deep, dark look into your analytics. You have to understand your business. You have to understand your community. You have to understand your demographics. Learn how to read analytics. It's very important. And then understand who you are selling your product to. And what is that really good price point? Be consistent. Talk to your community. Ask them questions. Do polls. Like, you got to understand what you're doing. You can't just do whatever you want. That's not how it works.
She's a straight up businesswoman. Can you hear her right now? Like straight up. And, one of our team members who recently started with me, she was like, wait, where'd you get that? Where'd you get that? I'm like, Amazon. She's like, I didn't even realize you would shop at Amazon. I'm like, dude, why would I waste?
Because we're smart with our money.
Why would I waste all my money on a trend bag?
Oh.
That's going to come and go.
Now is the 15. I use all of my Amazon bags. All my real bags are sitting in a closet.
Yeah.
And I have to say, the amount of money that I spent and wasted on things now that you do, you are like, it's a mortgage of a home.
I
Like
know.
it is a vacation. It is something where now I think there is something about, again, when you run your own business, to me, it's like, yes, you want to keep investing. You want to like take that big trip. You want to, I don't know, the stupid Chanel bag just doesn't do anything for me
Same.
anymore.
In fact, I just cleaned out my closet, like 10 bags of stuff, and some of it was the old Gucci stuff. I'm like, I'm not really even attracted to it anymore. It's weird. And I was like, I need to like Poshmark or Real this, and I'm like, I literally have I don't even want to buy that stuff.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it is just becoming comfortable in yourself.
Yeah.
And like just feeling so good that you just don't need that validation. I don't know. It's like, I feel like I feel smart. I feel capable. Like that Chanel bag is not what's going to make me feel smart and capable and accomplished. Like this is what makes me feel like accomplished.
Yeah.
It's the brain.
Yeah.
That's the most expensive thing I own.
Straight up.
You know?
With you just post, I don't see filters.
No.
And I believe, I was actually talking to my content creator about this the other day on our way to Beverly Hills. And I'm like, I think the reason there's some reality shows we actually like, because we see them when they're sitting on the couch, like you can see their skin, they're not perfect. It's not maybe like the Kardashians, how you see them show up on Instagram. But if you watch the show, like you see, like they're not like perfect.
Yep.
And I think subconsciously it's like you actually like them more. Like you
Yes.
and for you, has it ever been a thing, or are you just like that comfortable with your?
I mean, I used to use filters. I remember when I started, I used to use this like clown one. It had like the rosy cheek. I don't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
I looked at those videos now and I'm like, oh my
Dude.
God, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
And you start to understand. And I think, again, once I started to get to know my community and understand how many women were watching and how many women with young girls and daughters, and understanding like, okay, what are they seeing? And if you met me in person, that's not what I look like. And do I really want people meeting me in person and not looking what I look like that? I'd be mortified, to be honest with you. And at some point I was kind of like, what am I selling here? Like, you're talking about being authentic, but then you have a filter on. And then you're talking about being real, but yet you don't even look like yourself. So it's like, I'm talking about liking myself, but yet I'm not willing to show my real self. And so I was kind of like, all right, if I'm going to be real, then you've got to be real. And so I was like, all right, we're going no filters. And I just remember like taking the filter off, and it was so freeing. It was so freeing to not have to stop to put the filter on. Like it was one extra step that I was doing to lie to myself and to lie to everybody else. And it's like, let's rip the lie. Let's rip the, it's like you got to look at yourself in the mirror and you've got to see what's really going on. And that phone right now, that is my mirror every single day, because I got to look at myself, do those coffee talks. And it's like I'm looking at myself every day, and you've got to answer to that person. Those filters, like at the end of the day, the phone goes down, and then what?
Dude, you bless me so much. You live in like that. So when we started this show, that's where I said, and the team, I'm like, we're not running this through Facetune. Like, just post it. And listen,
you're so beautiful.
You're so beautiful.
No, but it's like, why are we hiding?
Yeah.
What are we hiding?
But this is the culture we live in.
I know.
And it is true. Like, I go to events and then I'll meet people backstage and I'm like, whoa,
it is scary.
Whoa, and they're actually gorgy, but because they use that weird filter that makes them look like a clown.
Yes.
And I'm like, whoa.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. And you break trust. You break trust when you do that. And I believe there's many reasons why you've grown so much and all the abundance is coming your way. It's because of like all those little things that actually do add up.
They do. And it's just like being kind and that's why it's like setting yourself up for success. Again, you break trust if you're not who you say you are. So for me, it's like, I go to things when I feel my best, when I feel good. I don't have to be at everything. I'm not trying to show off. I don't need to impress anybody. Like I went to Fashion Week. I did all my own hair and makeup. I wasn't getting all dolled up. Like I'm kind of like, I'm going into these really important rooms with brands, with all the other influencers, and I really want to look like me. That's who I feel my most comfortable as. That's how I feel good. That's how I want to walk in the room. And at the end of the day, it's like we have to keep showing that, even like showing the cellulite. Like that first time that I posted sunlight, cellulite out.
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, everybody was like, I cannot believe you posted that. I mean, I had friends that were like, you have balls of steel.
You do.
And I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, it's like, once you show it, no one else can really say anything and talk about it. It's like, I already showed it. There you go. Stare at it all you want. And like, and what? And it was like, oh my God, I never have to worry about that again. Like, it's like, once you do it, I just remember taking that filter off, taking everything off. And I was like, I don't have to worry about it anymore. And it's like you stop lying.
Yeah.
It's less work.
And when there's no hiding, I feel like your whole frequency is different. Like your energy's like you're not hiding anything.
Yes. And that's what people relate to.
Yeah.
Because at home, at the end of the day, everyone at home, what they really relate to is not the highlight reel. Yeah. What they really relate to is what's really going on behind closed doors. And it's like that feeling of insecurity, that cellulite, that mustache on you. Like when I joked around saying I had a unibrow and a mustache, and everybody was like, oh my God, me too. And it's like, that's what people relate to.
That's what they relate to.
That, the highlight reel, it's like everyone looks fabulous for that one wedding they had for the year. But it's the one thing you did. That's it. That's one special occasion. But what's the everyday like?
Yeah, so powerful. Is there ever a time where John's like, hey, can we not share that? Or, because I get that question a lot with personal branding. Like, how do you decide what to share, not to share?
Like, John, we're both so open. We really are. Like, we're not embarrassed by anything. We're not ashamed of anything. We live pretty honestly. It's like, I think we're not really embarrassed. I think my mom at one point at the beginning, we didn't speak for like, I think 2 weeks because I said something about Thanksgiving and she went ballistic because she was like, how could you tell everybody that? And I was like, what do you care? I was like, that's the truth. That's what really happened. I go, what are you trying to what do you want everyone to think? And I was like, so you want everyone to think we had this beautiful little Thanksgiving dinner. Meanwhile, everyone's screaming, it's like, it was a nightmare. And it was kind of like, that's the lie. When you are trying to like pretend that everything is perfect is the lie. And so for me, it was like, we like to tell the truth. We like putting it out there. That way no one can argue it. No one can say anything. And I think sometimes the audience, they're uncomfortable because I think they're hearing or having to face something that maybe they're feeling or dealing with. And they'll be like, I can't believe you said that. Or I can't believe you're talking. Or like, you should give John some privacy. But I'm like, we're good. We're perfectly, we have nothing to hide. Yeah. What's making you uncomfortable? And it's like, maybe you need to take a quick look in the mirror,
Yeah, for real.
So no, I don't think anything really embarrasses us, believe it or not.
That's good. You didn't marry for money. You married for love. I've heard you say that. Yep. Elaborate on that.
So, John, I love you. But this is, when I was younger, we were always told to marry well. My parents came from, a Latin country. They very much was like, we did not sacrifice everything for you to not have the best of everything. And my parents were very much marry well, marry rich, like marry like study at the the medical library, study at the law. Like they wanted me to not tell me to be the lawyer or the doctor. They wanted me to marry the lawyer or the doctor. That was really their mindset. And when I called off an engagement in my late 20s to the billionaire, my parents had a nervous breakdown. We were very unhappy. You can have all the money in the world, ladies. It will not buy you happiness. Like if somebody does not make you feel seen, heard, loved, and respected, trust me, all the Birkin bags in the world will not make you. Like Birkin bag doesn't hug you back, unfortunately. Like, you know what I mean? The Chanel bag doesn't like come bring you soup when you're like, it just, all those things, unfortunately, just don't support you the way that you think you need. And it's like the yacht, the house, the Hamptons, we had it all. And I had the worst anxiety of my life, cried more than I would like to admit, and was, at the end of the day was not happy and was able to walk away from that. And I very much was like, understood in that moment how much money can control you and how much you lose your voice and your power when someone's paying for everything. It's like you kind of have to do whatever they want, and it sucks. That's why I was like, ladies, be very careful. Like, that is like a Ponzi scheme waiting to happen. They're like dangling the carrot, promising you everything, and then they don't ever really do any of that because no one can promise you anything. What if they lose it all in the stock market? Then what? You know what I mean? So it's like very much I was like, this isn't going to work. I kind of want to do something for myself. Years later, it's funny, I meet John, and it's he was the epitome of like he's like, he was just starting out. Like he was just graduated UCLA business school, but I was like, okay, business school, he's smart. That's what literally in my head. I was like, okay, he's smart. He's not an actor. Thank God.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. But he was just starting work. Like he, hadn't really done, I was like living in my apartment, had the car. And then I just remember thinking he was just such a stand-up guy. Like that's what I really remember. It was like, when he said he was going to call, he called. When he said he was going to show up, he showed up. Like was so nice to my friends. Like I remember thinking he was so respectful and kind, so nice to my parents. Then I met him with his parents. He was so respectful to his parents. I was like, green light. Like for me, that was everything. And then again, I always felt very calm. There was something very calming about him. I never felt stress. I never was chasing after him. I have yet we've been married 21 years. I have never, ever, 19 together, 21, have never picked up his phone once to look to see where he is, what he's doing. He used to travel 4 days a week. People would be like, where is he? I'd be like, I don't know. And I'd be like, what do you mean you don't know? I'd be like, I have no clue. I was like, he's gone every week. I don't know what hotel. I don't know anything. And my mom lived with so much stress, always worried about where my dad was, what he was doing, what's happening, blah, 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 constant. This was like, I realized I hit the jackpot. I was like, no money can buy this. Like no money can buy just a peaceful, calm home. At the end of the day. And I was like, I'd rather make my own money and have a peaceful, calm home.
And it allows you to flourish.
You have a voice, you can have an opinion. Like you can say how you really feel. You don't have to pretend to be somebody you're not. You don't have to quiet down. Like you can shine bright.
Amen.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's very similar to me and my husband Jake, and he's would you call him the CEO of your company or partner? Yeah.
I mean,
runs it.
He runs all the finance. I mean, he knows all the business, all the tech, all the financials for sure. I'm more content all the content.
So, which is so cool because you guys are building an empire together. I mean, your brand is becoming bigger than life and it's going to continue to flourish, and the world needs it. Women need it now more than ever, and they crave it, right? And I just see it's just going to continue to go, right? We've got the book coming. You said a possible show?
Yes. I mean, we're a development deal. Like, we really want to bring some positivity back to TV. And listen, I've loved all the reality shows. We all love a good escape, but I'm tired of the drunk fool. I really am. I'm tired of women looking like they're incapable and they're always drinking and they have nothing going on. And it's always the husband. And I really want to see some positivity. I really want to see some good back on TV. I think we need to just keep, support women and show them that it's not over, that we're just getting started and like there's still a whole life to live and you can pivot and change and grow and evolve. Like there's every opportunity available to you. I've seen it. I've lived it. And I really hope to spread it and inspire people to just not give up, to get up.
Not get up, get up. Not give up.
Not give up, get
up.
And get dressed.
And get dressed.
Yes.
Dude, that's her motto.
It is. It's like, it really is. And it's so simple. But if you really think about it, it's like really about just you getting up and making that effort. And then getting dressed, because nothing happens if you're not dressed and ready. So it's like, get ready for the day and see what happens.
Get ready for the day. Oh my gosh, this has been amazing.
Honestly, absolutely so honored. Like I feel so grateful to be sitting in rooms with women like you who get it, who understand it. It means more than you ever know. We sit in our room and we're just trying to better ourselves, better our lives for our kids. We're sitting here and to have gotten to a place of feeling really resentful and kind of frustrated to feeling like every opportunity is available to you. And we've been able to do more than I could have ever dreamed of. It just really shows you that anything is possible. Women are just insanely talented and smart and capable and strong. And I just want to see every woman just looking and feeling their absolute best.
So fire. So fire. Where can people find you?
Oh my God, please, you guys, Shop with Caroline on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and YouTube. And the book will be coming out next December. We're really excited about it. And
what's the book about? Yeah.
The book is called Finding Your Happy in the Hard.
Okay.
And it's really our story of how to find those tools that you can use and just our story about sitting on a couch thinking life was over to sitting on the Today Show couch with Hoda and Jenna telling them that, like that I was like, I mean, it's just like, what? Insane. So just anything is possible. And I want to give you that inspiration and that motivation to just find that best version of you, not necessarily me, that best version of you, and just bring you back to life.
You're doing it.
I hope so.
You are. You guys go follow Caroline and watch her move. Watch what she does. I know that you want to build your personal brand. She just gave you so many tips of how to do that. But if you watch the way she moves, the way she operates, the way she gives unapologetically, I believe it is going to inspire you like it's inspired me to take off all the Paris filters. Maybe someday, we might need it here or there. Okay. But you're going to really understand what I'm saying when you go follow her. Okay. Shop her links, support her, and let us know what was the biggest takeaway in this episode. We love you. You are called. You are most certainly crowned. You can see that Caroline believes that.
Yes.
She knows her worth. That's what this show is all about. And we are just so grateful for you being here today.
I'm so grateful. I'm like tearing up. I really am so grateful to you. Thank you for allowing me to have, a platform and a voice to just keep, hopefully, even if it's just one person getting up and feeling their best, I'm happy. And I'm honored to be here with you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for all you do.
So good.